Good evening, good evening, good evening. There's nobody here yet, but fuck it. Let's get on with it. How the
Hello,
very
nobody.
Good evening, everybody. And to all you on YouTube watching us, thank you. Anyway, so yeah, you were saying?
I was saying.
Friday the 13th.
Yeah. Well, anyway, good evening, everybody, and welcome to tonight's episode of the Dark Mirror Radio Show.
Many viewers.
We are not going to be talking about aliens or conspiracy theories this week.
No,
we're not indeed. We're actually going to be talking about Friday the 13th.
Hey, Randy. Yes, we are. We're talking. Oh, sorry. I can't do it. That one. Whoa.
Good old Friday the 13th.
Look at my little hand. Look at. Take my little hand.
Oh dear.
Hi, Helen.
So, do you want to be the brave person to actually come out with the technical name for it?
Friday the 13th, or fear of Friday the 13th, is triskaidekaphobia. Triskaidekaphobia, and that's its technical name. Triskaidekaphobia. Stephen King has it. Which to be and hello, Linz. All right. Which would explain why some of his books are just so messed up. Hey, and James Herbert, he doesn't like the number 13. He's not afraid of it, but he don't like it. And I've read his book, The Rats, and that's horrible.
You saying about Stephen King?
That's right.
It was also what's his face? Alfred Hitchcock was born on a Friday the 13th.
That's right.
So
quite
that
a few
also
things happened on Friday the 13th. In fact, I've got 13 spooky things that happened on Friday the 13th, and Wayne's got a load of other stuff, which is actually really interesting.
My cousin was born on Friday the 13th.
Which one?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So, okay, sorry, I've just seen that one of the pugs was mountaineering and had climbed up and on top of the back of one of the leather armchairs. Get out. Anyway, personally, I don't have a fear of the number 13 or Friday the 13th or anything. Do you? No? Do you?
I have rational fears, like the fear of clowns.
Fear? You scared of clowns?
I used to be. I'm not
I think to be afraid of a particular date, I have a sneaky suspicion it's the modern fear of that date. Again, has been Hollywood glamour. That's sort of, the horror films, Friday the 13th and Jason Voorhees.
Yeah.
The number 13, although it goes back through history as being an unlucky number, I think the more modern fear of Friday the 13th has been sort of boosted by films like Friday the 13th and Final Destination, saying that there is an order to death and stuff like that. So it twists.
I was going to say, do you want to bring in that stuff you were saying about the Norse legends? Because I love Norse legends.
Yeah,
and I've forgotten all about those.
A lot of people believe that Friday the 13th came about because of the Crusade Knights, the Knights Templar.
Yeah, in the 13th century.
And that was the order that was given for them to be rounded up and persecuted for fictitious things that they hadn't actually done.
It was King Philip IV who ordered Jacques de Molay and the rest of the Templars simultaneously arrested. And the start of the warrant had the phrase, "Je ne pas compter, nous avons des ennemis de la foi dans la royaume," which basically meant God's pissed off with you. What a way to start a warrant. God's not happy.
And there was me thinking it was mix the roux until it's a fine powdery form.
Exactly. But that was also used by Star Wars because their order that the Emperor gave out.
Order number 13.
66 in Star Wars, but the order that he gave out to you're nearly right.
That's so close.
The order he gave out for the Emperor to round up all the Jedi was based on that. Yeah, and that was on Friday the 13th, and that's why one of the mainstays about why we're superstitious about Friday the 13th is because of that order. But this one that Wayne's got is actually really cool.
Yeah, well, this one goes right the way back to the Norse gods, and it was basically there was 12 gods having a dinner party in Valhalla. Only problem was a 13th god turned up that wasn't invited, and that was Loki.
Faux pas.
And he arranged for Hur to shoot Balder with a mistletoe-tipped arrow. Balder died, and the earth got dark. The whole earth
I thought
mourned.
you said the mistletoe tit. And I was thinking, what the hell? Somebody's going to get shot with a mistletoe-shaped nipple. Madonna, yeah.
No, but it was the Balder died, and the earth then went dark. The whole earth mourned, and it was a bad, unlucky day. This major event in Norse mythology caused the number 13 to be considered unlucky. So it goes right back. But then you get the superstition may have also arisen and originated from the story of Jesus's Last Supper and crucifixion, in which there were 13 individuals present in the upper room on the 13th of Nisan, Maundy Thursday, the night before his death on Good Friday. So while there is evidence of both Friday and the number 13 being considered unlucky, there's no record of the two items being referred to as especially unlucky in conjunction before the 19th century.
Well, some pretty unlucky things did happen.
Was it the plague that was on the Friday the 13th? It started on the Friday the 13th. Something big in history started on the Friday the 13th as well.
Well, one of the things I was going to mention is fairly big, but
is it your bum?
I've got a very nice bum, thank you.
Hello, Mrs. Wayne.
Hi. Hello, Mrs. Wayne.
Mrs. Wayne.
For those of you who, well, you must all know. Whoever doesn't know or has never heard about this film, have you been living under a rock? The Amityville Horror. The Amityville Horror happened on November the 13th, which was a Friday in 1974. Ronald Butch DeFoso Jr. murdered his entire family in their sleep. And we all know what the film is all about. And the parents, George and Kathy Lutz, then claimed they experienced shocking paranormal phenomena in the house. And we've all seen the rest of it. But yeah, that happened on Friday the 13th. Most of us think he just flipped out and just took a shotgun to his family. So, but have it as you will.
Wasn't it something to do with the lawyer as well, moved into the house afterwards?
I'm just having a look.
I think it was the lawyer or someone, wasn't it?
That's right. The Lutz family purchased it after the Defoe family were obviously in no need of a house anymore because their son had shot them all. And that's when that's right. And they said they started to see green slime oozing from the walls, a creature with red eyes, and multiple family members levitating in their beds. If family members are levitating in their beds, you walked in at the wrong time. And and Little and Nair's voicing his opinion on Friday the 13th.
He's not too happy about Ellen walking into the kitchen.
Well, the thing you were talking about is Butch's lawyer admitted that he, George, and Kathy had created the horror story over many bottles of wine, and basically it was done to make some money. But either way, it made for a good film.
Yeah.
But the real event that inspired it was on Friday the 13th.
Oh man, what is it? There is another film actually. I watched it recently, and it was about a family that buy the Amityville house, and it's the actual filming is by the son. He wants to be a director or whatever, so he's always walking around with his film camera. And they buy the house, and they move in, and weird stuff starts happening.
Yeah,
and that people that turn up all of a sudden die in bizarre accidents. It was quite a good film, but I can't remember what it was called now. But it was based on the Amityville House.
Was it on Netflix?
It was a bit of a strange one, but
What it's called?
I'm just having
Yeah.
a look for you.
I think it was on Amazon Prime. I think. Let's have a look.
I think it's called Amityville, but that's the program.
There's Amityville: The Awakening and the Amityville Murders.
Yeah, it wasn't called Amityville. I don't know what I can, how I can see what I've been watching.
Your camera is very confused when there's two people in it.
It does. My camera gets very confused.
It's because we both.
But I was going through Amazon's different horror and ghosty type shows, but it was so weird when it came up and it said about people moving into the Amityville house. Oh dear.
Well, here's a weird one for you. I'm trying to type in what that thing was, that big thing that happened on Friday the 13th, and my phone decided to type in the 12th. So there you go, another daft thing that happened on the 13th.
Oh,
right,
I
know,
will find it at some point.
Tupac Shakur got murdered on the 13th, didn't he?
Who?
No, it wasn't there. Tupac Shakur, he got murdered on the 13th,
Yes.
didn't he?
Only a lot of people still think he's alive.
I think he's alive.
Oh yeah, there was something about the KKK. We'll get to that in a minute. It is in here. What was the other one they think's alive? Prince.
A British 13-year-old boy was struck by lightning on Friday the 13th at 1:13, which
in PM, which is 13:13. So a 13-year-old boy got struck by lightning on Friday the 13th at 13:13 PM.
Right, I've found something here. But did you actually know, what I was saying about that, that although Western culture is scared of Friday the 13th,
yeah,
it turns out that in the Hispanic and Greek cultures, it's a fear of Tuesday the 13th.
Tuesday the 13th.
Yeah.
How come?
Well, according to the Hispanic and Greek cultures, the Tuesday the 13th is considered a bad luck day. The Greeks also consider it unlucky. Tuesday is considered dominated by the influence of Ares, the god of war, or Mars in Roman mythology. The fall of Constantinople to the Fourth Crusade occurred on Tuesday, the 13th of April, 1204. And the fall of Constantinople to the Ottomans happened on Tuesday, the 29th of May, 1453. Events that strengthen the superstition about Tuesday. In addition, in Greek, the name of the day is Triti, meaning the third day of the week, adding weight to superstition, since bad luck is said to come in threes.
So Tuesday's a pretty bad day for them then.
Yeah, so a Tuesday the 13th occurs in a month that begins on a Thursday. But in Italy, they have a fear of Friday the 17th.
Go on.
Although Western culture has caught up, so now they're also scared of Friday the 13th as well. So they've got 2 days of a month. so
it's not a good time to be Italian.
For the Italian culture, you're afraid of Friday the 17th and Friday the 13th, but obviously, luckily, they can't be afraid of both in 1 month.
Well,
can't have 2 unlucky days in 1 month.
I don't know. My last marriage was on June the 19th. That's a bloody bad day, I tell you. Anyway,
you had me.
I didn't personally, but I did help to make you. that bit there. Yeah, the nose. I made that.
Belly button.
I made your belly button, yes. Notorious people who were born on Friday the 13th. Ku Klux Klan Grand Wizard Nathan Bedford Forrest was born on Friday the 13th, 1821.
The first ever KKK man.
First ever. Oh, he's the first ever KKK Grand Wizard. He also fought in the Civil War and eventually distanced himself from the KKK later in his life. Backwards laws. Oh my God! Only in America. Sorry, but some of the America teachings are just daft. Backwards laws were passed on Friday the 13th of May, 1925. The state of Tennessee declared it unlawful to teach the study of evolution. School kids were only allowed to be taught the biblical story of the creation of man. Seriously? 7 days. Oh, yeah, because we're only meant to be a few thousand years old according to the Bible, aren't we?
Yeah.
You know, some very religious.
I believe in God, the Bible, and my rifle, by God, damn it.
Some very religious people.
Some religious people think fossils are fake.
Yeah.
Are these the same people who've possibly got nefarious relationships with their sister cousins and stuff?
I don't know. People live in Somerset.
That's people that live in Somerset. Oh, all right. I stand corrected.
I can say that because I'm from Somerset.
So I'm like, well.
And I touched my cousin.
Apparently, people in Somerset, according to the tailor, people in Somerset have strange relations with donkeys and their cousins. Oh yeah. Before we do anything for Helen and that, do you want to see the bump?
Oh,
It's only a
bump.
group in Somerset, don't worry.
Oh, here we go. The bump.
Oh,
Are you
all right.
okay.
Go on then. See the bump.
I've got just over 5 weeks left.
I reckon you've got about 3 weeks.
I'm gonna say 2.5 weeks because your bump has dropped.
That's it. Told you. Ding, ding, ding. Can you get my grandson out of your face? Well, that's his thing. Yeah, I said I reckon midway December, if that. We should start a pool.
Yeah.
We should start doing bets on Facebook.
I'm gonna say 2 to 3 weeks at max because your bump has really dropped.
And it's got a ski slope on there now.
But this is the time when you want to get as much rest as possible.
She can't get any more rest than she does.
Get yourself like a what's the word? I can't think.
And welcome to the Dark Mirror Radio Show. Today we're talking about pregnancy.
Get yourself something that will keep you relaxed for after, because believe me, you'll need it. Hormones and all that.
Tranquilizers.
So what, you're going to give birth and then you're going to smoke a bong?
I'm not. No, I just want to say.
I'll tell you what, I'll message you.
Yeah, thank you. And send me photos of your living room as well.
Oh yes, I'm sorry, I forgot.
So I already given them a guided tour.
I didn't see.
It looks nice.
I gave Mark and Ninja a guided
I
tour.
said to Taylor the other day we were decorating my room, and I'm like, I'll send you a picture in the daylight.
Anyway,
I don't know if you can see, but yeah, there you go. I thought with everything that's happened so far this year, sod it. I'm going to put the tree up, just try and cheer people up.
yeah, well, we wanted to finish our living room first before we start putting the decorations up. So
No, it looks nice, mate. Well, anyway, just 1 minute. I've just got to hit the reverse button for it.
Welcome
Welcome to the Dark Mirror Show.
there we go.
Oh,
Back to the beginning. Well, that means we've got another hour.
Friday the 13th. Bad. Right, we're there.
Anyway, however, we will say that not all Friday the 13th have been bad.
Go on.
There have been some good ones. While hunting fossils for the American Museum of Natural History at Mongolia's Flaming Cliffs, an expedition team led by Roy Chapman Andrews discovered the first scientifically recognized dinosaur egg fossils. He had gone there to try and find the missing link between apes and mankind. So this was a doozy of a consolation prize.
It bloody was, wasn't it?
Say hello, Mark, and hello, Gary.
I have a flashing erection in the corner there. Hang on. There. So, and hi, Gary.
He said, "I believe in you."
But also at the same time, while that man was digging up his dino eggs, a giant group of letters was inaugurated in Griffith Park, Los Angeles, to signify a housing development owned by H.J. Whitley called Hollywoodland. Today, it's now one of the most recognizable landmarks, even though it long lost its land.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, that's right. It used to be Hollywood.
That went up on the Friday the 13th as well. Tennessee outlaws evolution.
Yeah, I just read that out. That's just stupid. You know what? We're just going to outlaw everything that happened in the past. We didn't. God damn it. We didn't do no dingly dong. The Bible says if we came out, we're goddamn. We're here in a few months and we're here to stay. God bless America. Big vote for Trump. Yeah.
Right, and now residing in the National Air and Space Museum, the Hughes H-1 racer spent an illustrious Friday the 13th in 1935, setting a new world airspeed record of 352 miles per hour. Designed by the legendary Howard Hughes and Richard Palmer, it was the last privately owned aircraft to break the world airspeed record.
Bloody hell. For those of you who've just joined us, we spoke about this creationist thing before. The people of Bible Land in the state of Tennessee, not everybody, I hasten to add, but this is a law that was actually passed on Friday the 13th. Nope, I talk out of my bottom. Friday, May the 13th in 1925, the state of Tennessee declared it unlawful to teach the study of evolution. I just put that one by again. Unlawful to teach evolution, and school kids were only allowed to be taught the biblical story of the creation of man. So we were made from a lump of clay. She's made from a part of somebody's rib, and we've been here for a few thousand years, and that's it.
However, that law was then removed in 1967.
Even so. Teaching a kid, no, goddamn it, we believe that Bible and hitting them on the head with it, you know.
Someone in a high court turned around and said, "My God, what a load of garbage!"
You can see why I used to like the Dukes of Hazzard, really. Anyway,
1964. It don't actually state what Friday the 13th it was, but it was a Friday the 13th in 1964. Malta became an independent country in that year.
Oh, okay. I didn't know
apparently
that.
on a Friday the 13th, so it was one of those days. And then in 1974, Malta Labour Party leadership declared the country a republic and installed a president as the head of government. Even though obviously Queen Elizabeth has remained the head of the state.
Yeah.
So it's still part of the Commonwealth. And for all those gaming fans out there, where would we have been without Friday the 13th? Because on Friday the 13th, in 1985, in September 1985, Super Mario Brothers was released.
Was it? Good God, I used to play on that. I had a SNES, and then I had a the Sega Mega Drive. That was it.
I had the SNES, Sega Mega Drive, Sega Saturn, and then I converted to the dark side and went PlayStation.
I've got PlayStation, Xbox, but
I tried Xbox and I couldn't get on with the controllers, so I went back to PlayStation.
The Xbox controllers are a lot chunkier, I found, than like the original PlayStation controller.
Yeah. I'll tell you what I've got now. I've got an Xbox One X, and very fast on the loading times. Anyway, back to Friday the 13th.
Just a quick warning: don't get the new one.
No, I'm not. It's I don't think it's worth the money.
There's problems with them. Some of them are overheating. Some of them aren't even loading the discs.
The original Xbox had that. I remember when the first Xbox
Yeah.
came out, people were getting them. They were just overheating left, right, and centre, and
Yep.
they had to go back to Microsoft and be done up and everything.
Yep.
So same thing.
Now, how's this for a bizarre one? Okay. Since 1995, Finland has designated one Friday the 13th every year as a National Accident Day, with the aim of raising awareness for workplace and road safety. It's a clever idea to use the superstitious day as an opportunity to be extra vigilant. Plus, because of its capital's airport code and a particularly daily flight demarcation, Finland also offers a flight 666 to hell every Friday the 13th.
That's mad.
Flipping heck. Okay.
Flight 666. You know that obviously there's a lot of superstition in numbers. Obviously, 666 supposedly being the devil's number.
I wouldn't get on that flight.
But it was the fact that it was flight 666 to hell, spelt with only one L though.
Oh.
There is a place called hell. Yeah.
Even when you say it, flight 666 to hell on a Friday the 13th, you know, how many people are going to want to go on that flight? But then the link to that is, I can't remember, it was Delta Airlines or American Airlines. Apparently the superstition in America obviously is that bad over there that it costs between $800 and $900 million a day. Each time a Friday the 13th comes around, it costs them that much money a day.
And it's like 2 in a year.
Well, no, over in America, you got people that just won't get out of bed.
No, I mean,
literally,
only 2 Fridays.
You can have 2 or 3.
You can have up to, I think it's up to 3.
Yeah.
Any month that starts on a Sunday will have a Friday the 13th.
There are
okay.
people who don't get out of bed, don't they? They're so petrified of Friday the 13th, they won't even get out of bed. They'll keep a bedpan beside the bed. They'll stay there. They'll do everything there and won't get out of bed.
I've got a chart here of actually bizarre. The list of years that will have a Friday the 13th in it.
When's our next one?
The next one's next year, but it's only there's only one next year, apparently.
It is August. In August, Friday the 13th.
August next year.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, a couple of things that happened. I was going to say just before we move on to that, Alfred Hitchcock was born, so that's not too bad. The Nazis dropped a bomb on Buckingham Palace on Friday the 13th of September 1940 as part of the Blitz. This one on Friday the 13th of October 1972, which is the year I was born. A plane crashed in the Andes. 12 people died instantly and more were killed in an avalanche later. But those who survived did so by resorting to cannibalism. And I've seen the film. I've seen the film Alive.
Yeah.
And it's a really very good film. But
good film, yeah.
Yeah.
If we go into the paranormal side, I found something.
Go on then.
Friday the 13th, November 2009, NASA announces evidence of water on the moon.
And they've said it again recently, haven't they?
And they have said it again recently, but they've actually confirmed that there's a lot more water on the moon than they first originally thought. And it's because they're in the deep craters where the sun doesn't hit it.
That's right. Well, people are trying to say that the moon is not a natural satellite and that it's man-made and they've been watching us and saying it's a hologram and this and the other. Oh, here we go. Yeah, aliens are supposed to be watching us from there. There you go. I've got one in there. Go on.
I'm just the actual link that I was on. All of a sudden, has just gone on to Nespresso coffee machines. But yeah, there has been a study done that due to the people being fearful of Friday the 13th, there has actually been an increase in accidents on Friday the 13th. In Holland, they reckon that on an average, on a Friday the 13th, there is a report of an average of 7,800 traffic accidents each Friday the 13th.
Really?
Yeah, I read about that as well.
Do you reckon that's people being overcautious or not cautious enough?
It's people.
Oh, hang on. Change that. Over the last 2 years, the Dutch insurers have received reports of an average 7,800 traffic accidents each Friday, but the actual figure, when on the Friday the 13th, fell to 7,500. But that was probably because of all the people that decided they weren't going into work because they were too scared. So it's weird because when you look at the charts of when the next Friday the 13th are going to be, because according to this, there was one in March. We had one March this year.
One today, and the next one's August.
Next year.
Yeah, and then then there's only one next year. Apparently, the next one after that's in 2022, which is in May.
Okay, so we've got a year. We've got until was it August, October? Or we got until August next year to get all our accidents and bumps and scrapes out of the way. Oh yeah, and Mark, who's in there watching, get well soon, mate.
Right, in 2023, we've got one in January. Then apparently another one in October. So we've got two in 2023. So they're claiming that there will be no more than 3 Friday the 13th in each calendar year. But it's if the month falls on a Sunday.
Yeah.
Bizarre. 500,000 people, 500,000 were killed in Bangladesh on Friday the 13th, November 1970, when a cyclone hit and killed all their people from the fallout from it. 500,000 with a cyclone. So basically 500,000 people were killed by a bit of wind. We've got one German Shepherd and 2 pugs in here who, I'm telling you now, could probably double that with their wind.
Well, there you go. Let's have a look and see what else we can find.
Oh, there'd be a reason for that. I'm your dad.
You know what annoys me is when you go onto any search engine and put in Friday the 13th, 9 times out of 10, the top links will come up with the film.
No.
It's weird, isn't it?
I'll tell you what I want to happen again. I know it sounds bad, but on Friday, was it Friday the 13th? Yeah, Friday the 13th, October in 1989, the stock exchange crashed, but
it had a mini crash.
It had a mini crash, but the same year on the it's the same day, wasn't it? Friday the 13th, 1989. Yeah, a deadly virus crashed the IBM computers in Britain. Although it terrified people and deleted lots of data, it couldn't be redeemed. It also, because I remember this, it deleted loads of data off, the places that hold debtors and this, that, and the other, and have all their information. It deleted loads of that. I think that needs to happen again for quite a few people. That would be good.
Yeah.
Have any debt?
No, I'm just saying, there's a lot of people out there. Because who is it said that they were going to do that? Anonymous, yeah. They said that they were going to crash the computers and reset everybody's desks and stuff. But I remember when that happened in '89.
Listen, Anonymous, if you're watching, there's one more month left of the dreaded 2020. If something that terrible were to happen,
yeah, just if that was to happen, be terrible. What else? Oh,
wow. Oh, you said this.
But did I tell you about the asteroid that's coming?
No, you didn't mention it.
Yeah, July the 13th, 2029. Asteroid 99942 Apophis is forecasted to pass Earth at a closer distance than any of our satellites that are in orbit. So
missiles at the ready.
Yeah,
2029.
Oh, there you go.
No, there you go. You know, and we'll just put that up there. Mark's been busy. There you go. How's that going to work? Because that's going to wipe out a load of satellites in its path anyway. But is that going to upset our tides and our swells or anything in the path?
Well, it depends on how big it is.
Oh, yeah.
It may only be a piddly little asteroid, and that might just skip through without hitting anything.
Knowing our luck.
But saying that, we've still got 9 years.
Well, you know, the secret America space program where he wanted boots on the moon.
Yeah, Star Wars.
Reagan started that, didn't he?
Star Wars system, you know.
That's right. I remember that when it first started. Ronald Reagan.
Was it actually cancelled, or is it actually there?
I don't think it was. And none of this stuff that happened in the 80s and stuff. I think it may have been put on a back burner for the general public, but I think it was probably still going and alive and kicking and doing extremely well and probably very advanced now.
Yeah.
Definitely think that. There's probably a lot more going on up there than we'll ever know
Can
about.
I just say, also, Mark Atkin, happy birthday to Amy.
Oh, yeah. Happy birthday, Amy, which is Mark's
Youngest
daughter. 8 years old today. So happy birthday, little one.
I've just discovered that little spacebar cursor thing on my iPad. Sorry,
okay.
I'm intrigued by it now. I've just discovered if you press and hold the spacebar, you can move the cursor all over the screen.
Did you know about that?
No, I didn't.
So if you have
You do now.
and you hold down the space, a cursor comes up and you can like with just
move it all over the screen.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know. And I used to have them.
So if you've done a spreadsheet or something and you press and hold the spacebar, it turns it into a cursor.
Oh, okay, that's cool. Who did I just stamp on? What was I going to say? 8 years ago, the cruise ship Costa Concordia. Remember that one? Partially sank on Friday the 13th. That's the one that was on its side, wasn't it?
Yes.
Remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah. And they eventually righted it.
I think it was 30 people died, didn't they? Something like that.
Right. And that was on Friday the 13th.
I think it's picking up on the Christmas tree lights and it keeps trying to refocus. So I think turn it this way.
Do you want some more camera time? There you go.
Is that fixed it? Oh wait, did it? It's just our bald heads.
Tupac Shakur, as we said, died, shot several times in Las Vegas after he left a Mike Tyson match. Allegedly died. But like he said, lots of people have said that they reckon he's still alive. And it's like lots of people reckon Prince.
Michael Jackson.
Well, no, I reckon Michael Jackson did cark it. But they reckon that Prince is still alive because of the way that thing was. He's dead. Nobody's invited to the funeral. Oh, look, buried. Oh, the money's been given to an estranged sister nobody's ever heard of. And she's now living in his house. No one's ever seen her. No one knows who the flip it is. And I'm just wondering if Prince suddenly became princess. He's not princess, but had enough of this world and it's just sort of, you know.
Well, the thing is a lot of people, I mean, like Sir Michael Jackson, there was a lot of pressure on him with the concerts at the O2 and all that stuff. And it probably all just got a little bit too much. And he could have just said, you know what, I'm getting out of it. Because now there's all those videos of that strange guy that's clearly had plastic surgery, but sounds like him.
Yeah.
And they're saying, well, why is it that all of a sudden this guy has turned up out of the blue, claiming to have known Michael Jackson and all this? He was at the funeral and the memorial services and everything else, yet no one knows who he is or where he's from.
And sounds suspiciously like
Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
Simone. Anyway, staying in America, on Friday the 13th, July 1951, the state of Kansas was hit with over 25 inches of rain in 24 hours.
And we all know 25 inches, that's a lot.
That's a hell of a lot. The cities of Manhattan, Lawrence, and Topeka were the most affected, and over 2 million acres of land were damaged by flood. Storm also affected oil tanks, some which caught on fire and exploded. There were passengers stuck on trains for 4 days, and at its highest, the flooding exceeded previous records by anything between 4 to 9 feet. And the people of Kansas called it Black Friday, which sounds very much like the stock market crash.
It does, but is that why we call Black Friday Black Friday? I thought it was to do with when
I thought it was the stock market.
no, it's when they used to write in the books. If you were in the red, well, no, if you was in the red, it was bad. If you're in the black, it's good.
Yeah.
Colour didn't they use?
Oh, the worst plane crash in Russian history happened.
Yeah.
On a Friday the 13th. They don't say when it did, but it was the worst plane crash in Russian history. All 174 people on board the flight died when the plane crashed trying to land in bad weather.
Bloody hell. That's not good.
Computers fell victim to the Friday the 13th virus.
There was the Millennium Bug as well, wasn't there? I remember when that one happened and they all thought the nukes were going to be let off. And literally they're all going, ah!
Y2K, when it was something stupid.
That's right, yeah.
Oh, this is a weird one. According to National Geographic, a Swedish flight disappeared while flying over the Baltic Sea on Friday the 13th in June 1952. And for 40 years, the Swedish government stuck by the story that the plane was merely performing training exercises. However, National Geographic reported that in the 90s, it was leaked that the crew members were actually spying on the Soviet Union for NATO, even though Sweden was officially neutral during the Cold War, and Russia responded with its own confession. A Russian pilot told a Swedish diplomat that he had shot the plane down.
Oh.
Chewy.
It was a bit of an international incident.
Okay.
Freak blizzard in the city of Buffalo.
Buffalo soldier.
Buffalo soldiers. Oh.
Yeah, thanks for sharing that live on air.
I love it when you're stern like that.
What did you say?
Oh yeah, there it is, a freak blizzard. October surprise.
Yeah.
October the 12th to the 13th in 2006. And I'm looking at a photo of it now, and they've literally got 6 foot drifts at least.
They said from Western New York was hit with 2 feet of snow. Over 300,000 people were left without power. Thousands of trees were damaged, and the governor of New York declared a state of emergency in the Buffalo region.
Oh, and then somebody's bush caught on fire.
I think that's.
I misread that. Sorry. Sorry.
Oh, that was in Victoria in Australia.
Yes, that's right. 1939 to 1940 was a culmination of a long dry summer in Victoria, Australia. And on January 13th, 1939, the Black Friday bushfires consumed the area. 71 people died directly from the fire, and another 438 from the resulting heat wave. And around 570,000 hectares of land were burned to a crisp. I don't know how much that is in acres, but it's a lot.
I'll do the maths for you guys.
You do the maths for me. 575,000 hectares.
I've just found out something that the old triskaidekaphobia has actually was also known as frigatriskaidekaphobia. Blah, blah. Some people actually put the frigga in front of it because that comes from the Norse goddess.
Well.
It says, frigatriskaidekaphobia. Today is the first of 3 Friday the 13th this year, blah, blah, blah. This date, of course, is associated with bad luck and superstition, which is why it has its own phobia. Frigg was the Norse goddess who originally lent her name to the word that became Friday. And then the triskaidekaphobia is the fear of number 13. So statistically speaking, the day is not more dangerous than any other, but even people even people who don't avoid black cats or fear walking under ladders can have a little fun with Friday the 13th.
I like black cats.
That 575,000 hectares of land that were burnt to a crisp in Australia was 14 million, just over 14 million acres.
Yes, about 75% of the state.
Jesus.
I did the maths in my head then. 75%.
That's bloody ridiculous, isn't it?
It included about 1,300 buildings, including 700 homes.
You look, I mean, when you think about it, back then it was sparsely populated. So even so, you know, imagine if that had been populated as it is now.
I think it's like 75% of the land burnt up, and there was only just over 500 casualties.
It's not bad.
Yeah,
not bad at all. Well, it's bad, but it's not bad. If you know what I mean.
Well, how many casualties were in the recent one?
Probably about the same, isn't it? No, I think. Isn't there still fires over in America at the moment? Isn't there? Are they still burning?
California, I think.
California, yeah.
I don't know. I haven't heard nothing about them.
Yeah, God, they've been burning for months and months, and they were started deliberately. If my memory serves me right, they've been going since last year or beginning of this year.
I don't know. I feel like they go out and then they light up again.
I keep seeing stuff about it, and then I just think to myself, yeah, well, this happens every year now, and every year it happens, everybody's all amazed by the fact that it's happening, and I'm thinking, well, hang on a minute, they're always getting them, but in a sense, it's also a natural course of action, because when you have the likes of volcanoes erupt or there has been fires, the ash that goes back into the ground actually helps fertilize the soil and helps the plants grow back a lot stronger. So is it a course of action, you know, that's a natural process? Like we say, you know, we've been saying, we don't know anywhere near as much about our own planet and the seas than we do about space. So, you know, it's...
What do you reckon to all this stuff that's starting to be drip fed out by NASA and other agencies, that there may be life here, there may be this, possibly there's this, there may be a planet out there, there may, and all this stuff that is all coming. I reckon it's going to come to a head where they're going to go, oh, do you know what? This is real, you know?
Well, the last I'd heard was that they reckoned that there was in this universe or in this galaxy anyway, there was so many thousands of possible planets that could be inhabited. But the thing is that at the moment, it's a theory. You know, it's like anything. Until you've got proof, it's a theory. And it will always be a theory until you've got proof. So by turning around and saying there's a planet about 300,000 light years away that is blue, so that means there's presence of water, and if there's presence of water, that means it'll have life. But until you physically go that 300,000 light years away to that planet and actually land on it and go, here's water, there's life, there's the proof, that's all it's going to be. It's just a theory.
See, I still think with all this stuff that they're drip feeding, they know a heck of a lot more than. Well, we all know they know a hell of a lot more what's going. You know,
I think they do. I mean, I think what they're doing now is they're, like you say, they're drip feeding it so that we're prepared for it. I think there is something we're not being told.
Oh God, definitely. Yeah. I mean, they reckon there was a big poll done, wasn't there? And they reckon that the only reason they haven't done it yet was because of the Bible Belt and the staunch religious people. They'd go mad and wouldn't be able to accept it. But even the popes turned around and said, "Yeah, there's life in other planets. Don't see why not.
Yep.
We shouldn't be just worshipping our deity. There's probably other planets, and they have their own deities and their own people. So if he's come out with that."
Yeah, I mean, he called all his cardinals into the Vatican and said to them, you know, we've got to discuss what we're going to do about telling our people about the possibility of life from other planets.
Yeah.
How are we going to feed that into the Bible? How are we going to feed that to our congregation? You know, so for all this time, you know, they've sort of sat on it and let it quietly, and it's deceitful. That's all I can say. And I've never been one for religion, but after the last couple of weeks, I'm even more against religion than I was beforehand.
I'm spiritual, but I'm not religious.
Especially towards the Catholic faith.
Yeah.
I'm not. How can I put it? I'm not racist and I'm not anti-religious. So it don't matter whether you're Jew, Hindu, Sikh, or whatever.
Yeah.
I couldn't care less what religion you are, but the basis behind the Catholic faith, I do not like, because I discovered over the last couple of weeks that the Catholic faith, not only did they help high-ranking Nazi generals escape Berlin and get them to Argentina,
last week. Yeah.
they also funded the Nazi Party before World War II started.
There's a lot of things that goes on in the name of God that shouldn't go on and shouldn't be used in anybody's name.
Yeah.
Not just in Christianity, but
No.
Well, like I say, you know, I knew the Catholic Church had helped these high-ranking Germans escape to Argentina. That Argentina. I've created a new country. Yes.
Little island just off the coast.
You know, they helped them get to Argentina, but I didn't realise that while once Adolf Hitler had joined the Socialist Party and then turned it into the Nazi Party, that they were being funded by very well-off Catholic businessmen linked to the church. And so, of course, it stood to reason that once World War II ended and these high-ranking officers had to be taken out, you know, get rid of, they needed to escape. The Catholic Church was there to back them up. And we know that because there is proof of them making it to Spain, which was very pro-Germany, and sticking them in the Catholic churches in the north of Spain to get them ready to go down to the Canary Islands where the submarines were waiting.
Well, it's like, I mean, religion at the end of the day, either way you look at it, there may or may not be deities who may or may not be from different realms, planets, space. Maybe not, we don't know. But the rules of religion are all exactly the same, and they're there for one thing only, to make sure you toe the line.
Can I just say, I'm so sorry that I look distracted. There's Gogglebox on the TV and just a bunch of naked women, naked men, because it's that naked attraction thing. And I just saw Shaft.
I'm lucky, actually. Now we've moved off the living room around, I can't actually see the TV from here.
You can't see Shaft from there.
It's in the opposite corner now, so I can't see it.
Up there.
But it is weird, you know. I think we all sort of like need to realise that we're all, you know, it don't matter what religion we are, we've all got red blood.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I say that, and it was mentioned the other day, and I went, but we don't have red blood. We only have red blood when it hits oxygen in the air.
Unless you're a horseshoe crab. If you're a horseshoe crab, then you got blue blood.
Yeah.
Well, apparently that's what we've got until the blood comes out.
Yeah.
And then it goes red.
That's why your veins are.
Yeah, that's why it's a slight purpley colour. But it's weird because it's red blood cells.
Yeah.
You've got red cells or white cells. So how does that make blue?
Yeah.
You have blancmange blood.
Anyway, this is a freaky one. An almost freaky one to end on. There was a man in New York. He was afraid of Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
Oddly enough. Poor old Daz Baxter, he decided he was going to stay at home on Friday, August the 13th in 1976 because he was scared of anything happening to him.
Yeah.
Sadly, it came to a tragic end when the floor beneath his bed collapsed and he plunged 6 floors to his death.
Fucking hell. Oh,
So
even talk about the run of the luck.
Even staying at home because you're scared of something happening on Friday the 13th is not going to work. So yeah, the floor collapsed and the whole lot went boom, 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 6 floors down.
Wow. Talk about dumb luck. My God. Dear, dear. When this with the lockdowns finish and everything, you're gonna have to come up and visit, or we'll come and visit, whatever.
At the moment, we can't go nowhere because my car has decided to go and join the Crusades and has got a biblical exhaust pipe.
Oh right, okay.
It's rather holy at the moment, and
Yeah,
it's sounding like a Sherman tank at the moment.
Right, we'll come and see you. All right,
I go up to the school to pick Ethan up, and all you can hear is going up the road.
I used to have years and years and years ago. I had a Skyline, Nissan Skyline.
I like it.
Do you remember the red one? Yeah, and the dirty. The power of Christ compels you. Anyway, the exhaust on the back of it was like that, and apparently you could hear when I was putting my toe down in this Skyline, you could hear me about 2 miles away coming down the road. You knew it was me.
You used to pick us up from our first primary school, right?
That's right, yeah.
In it, yeah, you could.
Yeah, and you like whoa, down the road.
I'm thinking of getting the Baker foil out and wrapping it round it.
We might as well, just a bit of metal coat hanger, and a bit of tin foil. There you go, job's done.
Yep.
Or an old barbecue.
It's got an MOT due on Monday, so I'll need to do something about it.
Yeah, you might not pass the MOT with that.
No, I need a new back windscreen wiper as well. Or I've got to take the arm off, one of the two.
Is that what happened to me? I failed my MOT.
No, you've got an arm.
Oh, sorry, there's me other hand.
Yeah, but at least on your car now, you haven't got an MOT for 3 years, have you?
Nope, no, I haven't.
Which is good.
No, I don't think it. No. So no, my bike does. My bike's got an MOT in February.
My bike doesn't because I wrote it off the road so we can build it up.
Yeah, I've sawn mine for the winter. It's too cold. Taking one off the road as well.
Yeah, I'm thinking of putting Ellen's back on the road because hers has got a full year's MOT on it.
Well, there you go.
Scrap mine and just drive Ellen's instead. But yeah, so I've just found another weird one. Another weird Friday the 13th.
Go on then.
Friday the 13th, part 3 was released on that day.
Was it?
So 1980.
Part 3 was
Friday the 13th, part 3 was the only film in the Steve Milner trilogy to get released on its name date.
Is that Jason's Resurrection? Sorry, that's Halloween. Don't worry.
That was Jason's Erection, and I don't know what the hell you've been watching, but
released in 1982, it knocked off E.T. from the #1 spot and became the highest second-grossing horror film of 1982.
I can remember seeing E.T. in the cinema. My mum took me to see it when I was tiny.
But of the Friday the 13th trilogy, it got slated by the critics and was the least popular of the 3 films.
I think that was it Friday the 13th Season of the Witch, or was it Halloween Season of the Witch?
That Season of the Witch was Halloween.
Yeah, that was crap, that one. I remember that.
Well, basically, because they weren't going to do it as
chronological.
No. They were only going to do. They were going to do it as different things. So they were going to do. What's his name? It's not Jason. Mike.
Yeah.
Michael Myers. And then the second one, they were going to do Season of the Witch, and they were going to do like Gremlins, but then everyone was like, no, that's
like American
shit.
Horror Story.
Yeah, everyone was like, no, that's shit. Go back to Michael Myers, and then they did.
Yeah, 2 was awful. Anyway, on that note, I hope the rest of Friday the 13th stays safe for everybody. Mark, I hope you don't have any accidents tonight. At all. Don't shit yourself. Nothing. Don't cough. He's not very well. Don't cough. Don't get set upon by a little tiny Polish person. Nothing. You'll be safe. Make it through to midnight.
2 more hours.
So next week, the rest of Africa.
You'll find some.
Do,
For
do,
sure.
do, 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 do.
So I thought just to cover the rest of Africa in one, because we did South Africa.
Yes.
And then Egypt, although it's part of Africa, I'm going to leave that as a separate country.
Oh.
Here's a fun fact that I found out today. I told the midwives that Sheldon's South African. They did a sickle cell blood.
Listen to this. He's
if I had
white
it.
South African, but they did sickle cell anemia thing because just
So they knew
he might be back.
So they knew he's from South Africa, right? But in the forms, they put him down as Japanese or Korean.
The Yorkshire midwives, bless them, have put a South African down as
Japanese or
as
Korean.
Eastern. Yeah. So on that note, I think I will wish everybody good night, and then next
Anyway.
week, yeah, do the rest of Africa.
Can I do a quick plug?
Go on.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Go away.
I need to let
will
people know. If people haven't already and would like to,
Maybe
come
come
on
for Christmas.
to the Wayne Seaton Presents Spookinori group. On Christmas Eve, I will be reading live the new Spookinori Cricket.
Oh,
You heard it there first, folks.
is that out?
That's Christmas Eve at 10 o'clock on
When is
Wayne
the
Seaton
new one out?
Presents Spookinori.
I shall remind you, and I'll advertise it for you as well.
Yeah, that particular one will be released on Christmas Eve, maybe Christmas Day. It will go live to buy.
There you heard it first, guys. You get a sneak preview.
Ah. Christmas Eve over on the Spookinori channel.
10 p.m.
Of Wayne's 10 p.m.
While you're wrapping your fillers, put it on.
No, we're going to be doing all. Yeah, that'll be good actually. Listen to a good ghost story on Christmas. Well, apparently it used to be tradition. So
it did in Victorian England.
Oh, is that why you have Ghost of Christmas Past, Future, and Present?
No, that's just the way Charles Dickens did it. But it was traditional to read a ghost story. And it comes from sitting around the fire on the winter solstice and this, that, and the other, and telling stories about your ancestors who haunted people, and it got wounded, and it turned into a ghost story.
Yep.
So on that note, I shall say goodbye, and just
Indeed.
send me your links, and I'll keep doing your books for you. And get well soon, Mark. Happy birthday, Amy, and everybody else. Thank you very much for watching and listening. And we shall see you next week when we talk about all things African.
Stay safe, everybody.
If you can't be good, be careful. If you can't be careful, buy a pram. Oh. She bought one. It's just there. Good night. You say good night. Bye. And